How's it going, guys? We got some new news in the South Park world. That's why we're doing a little live shooting here today. Uh, Paramount has been in the process of being sued by Warner Brothers for a while, but as of some news tonight at 5 p.m., that lawsuit is actually going to trial, and a motion by Paramount was dismissed because they kind of tried to avoid the trial. Anyways, I got my buddy Matt here to talk about this. My favorite South Park expert over here. If you're watching on his channel, South Park, SMB, a South Park review, go ahead and give this video a like if you got the chance. But we're back. We were just streaming a few minutes ago, but we're back to give you some news. What's up, Matt?
Yeah, we're back again because just as we were about to log off, we were just looking up South Park stuff, and we saw that as an update, as of today at 5:10 p.m., that came out. Like, and as far as there's more information in regards to this court case, and Warner Brothers and Paramount itself are still battling it out now in litigation in regards to who did what, who was wrong, as well as like who gets the rights to the South Park VOD library. So Warner Brothers. So the update today that was interesting because Warner Brothers discovery lawsuit against South Park streaming streaming rights. Looks like they might be going to trial because a WBD got a legal win from Judge Margaret Chan of New York Supreme State Court, where she denied a motion for summary by Paramount and MTV Studios to dismiss the unjust enrichment portion of the $200 million suit. And that decision clears the way for the case to go before a jury itself. Plaintiff made multiple allegations the defendants deny, but at this time have neither proven nor disproven the claims. So basically saying that the judge was like, wait a minute, you guys are trying to dismiss this motion, but you haven't proven if it's what they're saying is factual or infactual. You haven't proved anything, so I'm not going to dismiss this motion, right? I mean, that's essentially to break it down.
Yeah. So the judge did decide to dismiss the motion and basically say that Paramount had no grounds to make the motion, which is actually debatable. When we look at what they're saying, I actually personally think that Paramount has a point here, because the point that they're trying to make is that so basically Warner Brothers is filing on two separate grounds at the same time, and essentially one of those by law cancels out the other, and Paramount's trying to make the argument that they can't do both at the same time. And the judge, by my surprise, but I think the judge would know better than I would how that law works. That's how that goes. Decided to dismiss it and send it to trial. Paramount was basically trying to avoid a trial altogether. They did not want to go in front of a jury by any means, which is actually a little bit sus, if you ask me. Basically what this, and I'll bring it up right here. Bingo. The unjust enrichment claim that he was talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, and forget the top part, but the basis of a claim for unjust enrichment is that the defendant has obtained a benefit in which equity and good conscience should be paid to the plaintiff. So basically, they're just saying that Paramount knew that what they were doing was wrong.
Right, and Paramount's trying to make the case, no, when we launched our global network, it had nothing to do with you. Yes. We were trying to launch our network, and then we signed with them to do specials. So whatever case you're trying to make against us is not valid. It's more circumstantial versus malicious intent.
Yeah. So what do you think, Matt? Do you think there's malicious intent? Do you think there's like any kind of ill will here? Do you think that there's grounds to say that they violated the contract? Because I mean, they did have the rights to all the seasons, and they haven't done a whole lot as far as regular season episodes go. They've done a lot of specials, so they did kind of sign a huge deal with the company and then go behind their back and start putting out their own stuff, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, as I said to you offline, if I was going to put my conspiracy hat on, the reason why we haven't gotten new episodes of South Park recently is because that contract is coming to an end, and thus they have been trying to hold off on the episodes, because every time they put out a brand new episode, it goes to VOD, and that VOD is contractually used by HBO Max right now from
Yep.
Warner Brothers Discovery. So they're fighting over these streaming wars. There's the other one I was thinking of, the Streaming Wars Part 1 and Part 2 with some of the other specials
Yeah.
that was on Paramount. They made fun of themselves in the fact that this was going on at that time as well. So it'll be interesting to see, like, the as far as like who's right, who's wrong in regards to the question you asked me. Do I think there's grounds for the lawsuit? Do I think there's a breach of contract? No, because you signed up for the VOD rights for the seasons, and then South Park decided to sign specials. And specials are a brand new quote thing, or live streaming movies, if you will, on VOD departments. And this is also with South Park having a prior relationship with Paramount. So I don't think there was any malicious intent. I think it was more like Paramount and South Park were like, okay, hey, oh man, you can't give us the new seasons right now. You know what? Can we do specials? Can you give us like maybe 2 specials a year when you're not doing the seasons? That way we can throw that up there. And here's $900 million, and we'll sign you to season 30. We love you guys. That's what I think it's more like after their long-term relationship they've had for decades now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but do I think it's a breach of contract? No, I think HBO Max is just upset that South Park controls their shit, and if they don't want to put out a brand new season, they don't have to put out a brand new season.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes, and honestly, I'm going to try to find where this is being held in court to see if they do, because this kind of depends on the court, and it's up to the judge's discretion in the United States now as to whether or not they allow filming or they stream their court sessions. A lot of courts do live stream their court sessions. If I can find it, I will live stream the crap out of it. I don't know about you, Matt,
Yeah,
but I would love to live stream it. If we can find it, we'll live stream it, but we'll keep people updated on it. But here's the thing. If it doesn't work out for Warner Brothers, Paramount has a $50 million counter lawsuit lined up. So I'm kind of interested to see where that goes.
Yeah,
It's weird that Warner Brothers is kind of filing on 2 separate grounds at the same time. That's interesting to me. Lawsuit revamped. Yes. Yeah, there's a lawsuit going on between Warner Brothers and Paramount that we were just talking about. We're basically recording a little live video update for it for YouTube. I was going to go back live playing games on my channel, and then Matt and I found this news.
article.
Well, we were looking at news, and Matt found this article and sent it over to me. I'm like, oh shit! They decided tonight or yesterday. What does it say up here?
5:55 Eastern, January 22nd. Oh, okay. So that was about a week ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Or it was updated today at 5:10 p.m. That's what it said.
That's when they updated it. The article was posted. So it looks like they just posted it within the same article that they already had running, but this was updated at 5:10 p.m.
Gotcha. Well, it looks like we're going to court potentially. I mean, as far as why they did so many lawsuits, maybe they're just doing so many lawsuits so that way one will stick. Like, hey, we have grounds to maybe potentially sue them here, and then our lawyers say that we have grounds to maybe potentially sue them here. So let's separate the lawsuits so that way if one gets thrown out, maybe the other one won't. That's what I would think their legal team is telling them to do. I mean, look, HBO, Warner Brothers, they're taking some hits right now, right? They lost the rights to the NBA. That's going to be huge for them. And, now they're going to eventually lose streaming rights to South Park. And I don't know what the numbers are, but if they're fighting this hard over South Park, that tells me that they want the return on their investment for the money they're paying, and they feel like they should get brand new episodes, and they haven't received them recently.
Of course they do, man. It's time to report to their shareholders. They need to. South Park's a big deal. Big kahuna. That's a big IP.
If we had access to, obviously, the contract itself, we could identify what the verbal language was when they signed it. Did they say you will get actual X amount of episodes per year from us, or did they just say you'll get a brand new season from us? So, I mean, either way, it's going to give you a definitive answer. So, because if they just said season, then that basically means they could put out 1 to 2 episodes, which they did as a season, versus actually having to do 6 full episodes. 6 full episodes suck. I really wish we had 10 again. I really wish we had 18 again back in the day. But
I mean, I'll give you the highest number possible if we're talking about South Park. So give me 5 million episodes. But
They're up to
that's
328, as we learned tonight during the recording when Big Daddy Fade dropped in that knowledge on us. So, it's very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
yeah, it is. All right, that's all we got for the news.
That's all we got.
We
South
can stay
Park.
live for a few minutes and chit chat. Not for long, but that's the end of that recording, at least
That's
for
the end of that
YouTube.
recording.
We just needed to get that out there. It's like the streaming wars.
The streaming wars. Yeah,
It's the
go back and
streaming
watch
wars
that.
in real life.
Go back and watch that special, the streaming wars, if you haven't.
Yep.
And listen to all the meta jokes in the episode. Unfortunately, if you don't have Paramount Plus, you can't watch it. So I mean, it's because it's only available. Well, I mean, other nefarious ways, but we don't advocate for that. So, but you can find it. I'm sure.
Yeah,
There you go.
curious to see where it all ends up because I would. So, what do you think? This would be so funny because, as you said, Warner Brothers is already taking some hits right now. What if they lost this lawsuit, got hit with a $50 million counter lawsuit, lost that, and then lost the South Park IP?
Well, at this point,
That's their worst case scenario.
We know they're going to lose the South Park IP.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the other two that are still up in the air.
Yeah, like we know that they're going to lose, unless the only way HBO doesn't lose the IP is if a judge determines there was a breach of contract and a settlement is created, so that way HBO gets maybe one more season or something, and they get to keep it one more year. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like,
so basically, what you're saying is they're just at the they know they're losing the IP, and at the last minute, they're kind of just trying to suckle the last bit of dollar bills out of the cow's teeth that they possibly can.
Like, unless they're going to implement some sort of sports injury-based contract where it's like, well, you didn't actually deliver us anything in this time frame, so that gets tacked on now to the end of the contract or something like that.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we will find out who's going to win this lawsuit soon enough. Did we actually see a date as to when this trial was set for? Did they set a trial date?
Not yet, I don't believe.
Before we log off, I'm going to find that out.
I don't believe, but yeah, go for it. Look for it. Oh.
It does look like this was finalized on January 22nd.
Okay, gotcha.
We're not getting a trial date, it doesn't look like.
Not yet.
Yeah, so the last news is the motion to dismiss.
Wouldn't it be revamped? 18 episodes would be cool again if we got that many episodes. Like the original,
yeah, it would.
12, 13 seasons was like that. And then all of a sudden they shifted to 10, and you're like, all right, well, 10's not. Well, actually, it shifted to like 12, 13 from 18 to 12, 13. And then eventually it went down to 10, and you're like, all right, I can deal with 10. 10's not bad. And then now they're down to 6, and you're like, oh, 6? That's all we get?
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any trial date.
There you go. No trial.
They will have, I'm guessing they'll have a specific hearing to set a trial date. That's typically how that'll work. But that's what's going on.
That's what's going on. We appreciate you checking out the live stream.
Your lives are not archived here?
No.
All right. Me and Matt both need to get some Z's. We just wanted to give you guys some news. We appreciate you so much. If you haven't had the chance, go ahead on YouTube, subscribe to SMB, a South Park review, as well as Puffin Clips, which we're actually not streaming this to. We're streaming it to my Twitch, but not to Puffin Clips because, well, I can't stream there live until tomorrow night because that's my new channel. I appreciate you guys. Hope you have a good night. Peace revamped. Appreciate you as always. Salute.